Hello and welcome to Tudan TV. I am Tudan and today we are here to look at the revised guide for the Healing Medic. Now, sorry for the amount of time it's taken me to get a new video up. I've been bombarded with work, so it's been quite a challenge, but I've managed to grab a few hours or so to make this guide for you and show you what it's all about essentially. Now, I have done the healing guide before, but I'm not going to lie, I was quite inexperienced back then when it came to healing, so I've now made a revised guide where I'm now healing dungeons, veteran, and also the adventures as well, and I'm working towards my raid achievement, and it seems to be working very well for me. Now, let's go through the stats, let's go through the build, and I'll tell you what it's all about. So first of all, let's have a look at my skills. So this is down to my preference. I've read all the tooltips, I'm familiar with Medic, I've been playing it since beta, but for me, I've really perfected this build. I find that it works very well for me. So the first ability that we have, which is a mission, of course this is a standard ability to generate your power cores, and this is a very good heal. Now, I have tiered this all the way up, and the reason why is because you get your tier 8 major upgrade, and it restores an additional 1,300 health, and the tier 4 bonus is very good as well. So when it's got no cost of focus when below 250 focus. Now, especially in stuff like War of the Wilds, where you're constantly in combat, that's really helpful because it stops your focus from going down and you can gradually build it back up. So that's my first ability which I use, and so I've tiered that all the way up, and I find that very useful. My second ability is Shield Surge. Now, Shield Surge is absolutely amazing. Now, for me, this is a choice. You can either go for Shield Surge or Crisis Wave. Now, I'm a shield healer. I find that works a lot better. It's one thing that Medic's the only class that can actually do that, so I find that very useful. So with Shield Surge, it restores 3,300 shield directly to your opponent, and the great thing about it, it does damage as well. Now, if you're going to be healing a tank, they're going to be close to the mobs, so you can really do damage as well as heal at the same time. Now, I have tiered this up to tier 4 for the increased shield mitigation by 25%. That is essential. To have that, you're reducing damage constantly, so you're not just restoring shields, you're also reducing damage. And I've got another skill later on which I'll show you, which does something very similar. So Shield Surge I would like. It's up to you, you can go for that or Crisis Wave, but I would go for Shield Surge if you are a medic, because only medics can do that. The next ability that we have is Paralytic Surge. Now, for me, a lot of healers don't have interrupts on their bar. Now, I think that is absurd. You've got to have an interrupt. Everyone must have an interrupt to make sure, especially in those veteran dungeons, the moment of opportunities on those, even on the trash, you've got to have, okay? Because it will speed up your runs, it will make it more effective. If you don't get the moments of opportunity, you will not get those time requirements on there. So by having Paralytic Surge, it's a great help to all of the team. Now, the next ability I've really played around with quite a bit. Now, I absolutely love it. Now, this is Rejuvenator. So Rejuvenator allows you to put a patch on the floor, just like this. And the great thing about it is that you can actually run into the patch, and then it will heal you over time. Okay, anyone who's in here, it will heal you. Okay, and of course you still got your emissions there, and then you can smash out your Shield Surge as well, which is really useful. Okay, but I would absolutely have Rejuvenate. It's really good when you get into a little bit of trouble as well, especially like in adventures when you're doing Tempest Refuge. There's a warrior boss, and he's really tough. You've got to get those interrupts on him. If you don't get the interrupts, it's a fail essentially. But if you've got Rejuvenator, you can put that on there and heal the person while they're being damaged. It's very useful. The next ability which we have is Dual Shock. I've done a lot of guides on Dual Shock, absolutely love it. So this would deal damage as well as restore health to allies when you do a critical heal, okay? Now, my crit chance is reasonably high, so I get that proc quite a lot. So that's very useful, it's really good as well, just like Burst. Now, the next ability which I have, not many people use, it's called Protection Probes. I'll show you in here. Now, with Protection Probes, I've maxed this all the way out. Now, the only way you can get this ability is if you go into Amps and go to Utilities, and it's all the way here. Oh no, all the way here, okay? You've got to go all the way through that tree to get Protection Probes, okay? Now the good thing about protection probes, it's really good at the beginning of a fight. So for example here, it grants defense to all of your party members, okay, and that reduces 25% of the damage taken, okay. Now each tier upgrade will give you 1% to all resistances. Again, awesome for you doing your veterans. Now the 4 tier upgrade grants a dash regeneration by 35%. Again, very powerful while doing your veterans and your dungeons. Very good. But the best thing about it, if you tier all the way up to tier 8, it restores shield every 2 seconds. So it's like mending probes, but for shields, okay? Absolutely amazing. Really good as well. And I do believe that I've got I might have changed it. No, that's right. So if you've tiered it up as well, you get 1 interrupt armor on it as well. I think that's an amp, which I'll run through very soon. But yeah, very good. Absolutely love that ability. Again, I think that works very well. Now the 2 last abilities which I've got, which is recharge. This is very good if you are running low on focus, especially chain pulls. It's very difficult. So you literally hit recharge there, and then your focus just regenerates over time, which is very helpful in tough situations. Now in most encounters you will be required to move around quite a bit. Now I play around with this ability. Either I use urgency or I use extricate. Now extricate's very good for teaching spell slingers how to get healed by a medic, because you can pull them in front of you, which is very helpful. What I actually do instead is go for urgency, because DPS get a little bit confused when you pull them. They're like, whoa, what happened? So by having the urgency ability, it just allows you to get to them quicker as well, which is very useful, and it gives you a speed increase as well, so you can literally just dash over to them. Okay. Now that's the build itself. I will just run you over the amps which I use, which I find the most effective. So let's start in the support tree. So I've got all your focus regeneration all the way up here. I've got all the support power maxed out here up to tier 3, and I've got the reducer focus cost there as well. Now I've got the reboot amp here as well. So while using shield surge or barrier, restores an ally with depleted shields. I believe that is changing with the new patch. I don't know what the change is, but again, I really love that amp. And the next one here is armor coating. So when landing a critical hit, it grants defense. Again, you're stacking defense on those tanks, which is so useful. Your rejuvenate gets unlocked through your amps here. And then the final amp I have here is running on empty. When you drop below 100 focus, gain concentration. Concentration increases your recovery rate by 450%. Again, you're keeping that focus all the way up. Now I have gone here as well, increasing critical hit, and I've also got crit severity here, which is very useful for healing. Now I've gone for cooldown reduction here, which is, to be honest, is probably the best one out of the lot. That's the only one that I really wanted to go for. And I've gone for these amps here. So solid state, using protection probes grants 1 interrupt armor, so that's what I've covered earlier on. Absolutely amazing. And shield reboot time is reduced by 2 seconds. Now that you might be able to put 4 points somewhere else, but it's essential to get this thing here, so to get protection probes. So that is the build. As I said, I've been doing veteran dungeons now, pushing for those silvers. I find this works very well. Give it a go, see what you think. But thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please like and subscribe, and I shall see you next time.